Hey scrappy friends, this is Mags from Mags Graphics, and today I'm going to show you several sets of new decorative frames. These are part of the enhanced art packs that are at Forever and exclusive to Artisan software, and decorative frames turn out to be pretty spectacular. I have multiple packs releasing in the store. We have a set of 10 brick frames. I also have 10 stone. You'll find 12 that have a taped corners, 10 that have a weave. Half of them have a real thin weave. The other half have a thick weave. And then I've got some 4 packs of metal and canvas and craft. So I want to show you how these work. These work on paper as well as photos. I'm going to go over here and insert an empty frame, and I'm going to make it larger so that you can see it. All right, the cool thing about these, well, first let me show you where they're at. When you choose your decorative frames from your content, you're going to want to be over here in the frame section. If you click on papers, it leaves because I don't have any in that thing. If I go to embellishments, go back to the brick, it'll show you the preview. But what you're looking for is under the frames. This is also where your easy masks show up under the frames toggle section over here. After this, I can either double click on it or I can apply this frame effect to the selected elements, and it stays within the original bounding box. It shrinks up the photo inside, and now you have some options to change the size. Decorative frames will keep repeating themselves to go around your rectangle shape. It does not currently work on a circle or an odd shape. It's just for rectangles, papers, and photos. But you can see it adjusts. You could always spend time trying to line up the different corners, but it's not always necessary, as the diagonal seam is just reminiscent of when you buy a frame in the, in a picture frame store, and how there's often a seam in the corners. Here's a couple of other bricks from this pack. We've got a dark brown, we've got an orange, we've got a white. This is an interesting one that's sort of the sides of a pool. Could always fill this with water, create your own swimming pool, and then use other photos around it. Could be a lot of fun. Here's another brick one. If I move over to the stone, same idea. You can double click or you can right click and apply it. And you see here now that we have some stone going around my picture, and the same idea. You can change the size and it still maintains its pattern all the way around. We also have the weave. You'll find some that are thin. They're your first ones in the set. And then a corresponding, here's number 1, and then here's number 6. It gives you a much fatter version of that weave. Could be great if you are doing a craft layout and showing sort of crafty elements. Here's one that's more like wicker, maybe some outdoor pictures in the spring or from a porch. Here's another version of the wicker in a lighter shade. We also have the metal. You're looking into locker room, sports, some neat different metals that you can use. One thing that cannot be adjusted as it is you cannot change the size of this, the width of it, nor can you change the color. It can only be adjusted this way, changing your size. But there's always a loophole to be found, and I love finding loopholes, and so I'm going to show you how that could be used. I am going to slide a picture in here. It's Halloween time right now, and I'm creating this video, and so you've got some fun jack-o'-lanterns that I carved a few years ago. A couple of these are funkins, which means they are fake carvable pumpkins. I carve them, I store them, and I just bring them back out the next year. I'm going to copy and paste again. So I have 2 versions of this. Let's pretend that I want to use this metal frame and I want it to be a different color. I need the 2 versions of this. This is my main one. It's going to stay the way it is with the picture in it. This is the one I'm going to adjust. I'm going to go over to fill, and actually first I'm going to line these back up again. Let's line them back up. All right, and on the very top one, I'm going up to fill, and I'm going to make it transparent. As soon as I do that, I'm going to hide the one that's underneath it. You can see that it's transparent, but the little toggle switch that shows sort of an arrow, let me show you what that would look like. That right there, you see the 4 arrows going in all directions. It's no longer there because I can't grab it. It's transparent, but I can reach it over here on the left side. And if now I right click and flatten it, now it has created the frame by itself with a transparent inside, which means I can turn this back on. You still see the pumpkins, but now on this top layer, I can go up to color, hue, and saturation, and I can change the color. So a little bit of a loophole. I'm going to get rid of these, and I'm going to add another picture to my page. Here's another fun, our family dressed up for Halloween from Star Wars. My husband was the Emperor, I was Yoda, our kids were clone troopers. And let's look at the tape section. I love the tape frames. I'm going to apply this. Now it looks like it has been taped on. I could still add a shadow if I wanted to on my photo with a little bit under the tape. We also have some masking tape. We have some glitter tape. And the same idea, if I needed to adjust it sideways, it will adjust because it's just scooting the corners over. But as it is right now, I cannot change anything else about it other than the size. But we're going to copy and paste just like before. I'm going to line them up. These are some older pictures, so at the moment I'm getting warning signs that I have made them too big because they're older pictures and not the best quality. They're just fun to play around with. This top one, I'm going to go over to fill and make it transparent. I can still see the other one underneath. And then I'm going to stay over here on this left menu, and I'm going to flatten it. Now that I flattened it, this top layer only is the one that I can change the color by using hue and wash. And now I've made it a different glitter tape. Maybe I want it green for Yoda, which is pretty spectacular. But once you've flattened it, it's not going to do the same adjustments. You know, you would wait to do that until you have it at its final place, the final size. When you have it every way that you want it, that's when you could do our loophole of filling it transparently, flattening it, and making the adjustments here on the outside. But it does not, while these are corners and I can adjust them, you can see it's not quite the same. It's starting to skew them as I mess around with them. So you flattened it, you've totally changed how it functions within the software. I'm going to hide these for a minute and just show you some of the other fun bits of tape that are in here. We also have here's some masking tape. I've got some duct tape down here. We also have some washi tape. The duct tape or anything that is gray first. Again, if you wanted to change it, we're going to copy and paste. So we have 2 of them. This top layer, I'm going to fill it, make it transparent. And then I have to flatten it. Otherwise, it won't let me pick it up. See, it doesn't even see that it's there. It's invisible to it right now. Now I can flatten it. I can always line these back up over each other so you can see the photo of the bottom shape. And of this top shape, I can change the color. But because it is gray, the first thing I'm going to need to do is turn it sepia. That is going to make it a brown version, a version of brown. Now it looks like packing tape, but now it's been given color. And now I could go in and change the hue and wash. But still, this is just the top layer. Our original frame that can be adjusted is still down here. Once you flatten it, this is pretty much trapped the way that it is. So these are some awesome decorative frames that are coming, and I just can't wait to see what all you do with them. I'm going to erase this one. Here's one of the 4-pack is a canvas version, and I really love this one with the different canvas. And same way, you can adjust the size. We also have some craft paper, and here's another version, kind of looks like corrugated, and one that has a little wrinkly texture. So the decorative frames, very, very awesome in the store. Oh, and one other quick thing. Let me bring this down again and delete this. I added a paper to the page. This is just one from the Not So Ordinary bundle, but it's the same idea. Paper can also be used in a decorative frame. I hope you'll stop by the store and grab these. I cannot wait to see what you make with them as well.